then maybe that's better. Well, I want to say thank you for taking a minute to listen to me. I don't be on here a lot, but I pray that this particular message will bless you just for today. Okay. I started meditating on this morning. I better set my time. For those that know me, I do have the gift of gabs. And so I just felt like I wanted to talk to you all about thoughts, because there's a lot of thoughts going through our head about now. There's a lot of things that we're thinking about, especially with COVID. There's a lot that's going on. There's a lot of information going out. There's a lot that's going on in our own homes. There's a lot going down about right now, right? And so I wanted to talk about thoughts today. I wanted to leave this message. I'm going to send it out to my YouTube channel and some other networks because I really think that we need to take a minute and just think about what are you thinking? What have you last thought about just for you and got on here? What are you thinking about right now about me? What are we thinking? Thoughts. Mm-hmm. Especially in the Christendom, we think a lot of things. We think that we are so titled up, that we're so blessed and highly favored that we don't have issues. We think that because certain people in our family may not be saved and we are, that they're not going to make it in through COVID. And, we thinking a lot of things, and some people thinking that they hope they get COVID, because they're so mad at them. The thoughts are something else, because many of the thoughts are coming through perception, okay? Perceiving of whatever you perceive. But you know what? You got to understand Galatians chapter 5 and 9. And I think it's very important for us to understand because Galatians 5 and 9 says that a little leaven leaveneth the whole lump. And so though you may love and have a good heart and all of that, it don't take but a wrong thought to mess up the whole thing. Okay? And so I want to talk about the thoughts. When I got up this morning, I looked out the window and I thought to myself, I am tired. But then I thought about the grace of God. When I began to look and see that I can see with my eyes, I have my move around. I can move. Nobody's putting a diaper on me. Nobody's having to spoon feed me. I started to say, Lord God, forgive me for complaining. My God, forgive me, Daddy. Sure, I don't feel good. Help me, my God, for what I feel in my body. I know I'm talking to you. And so thoughts. Let me get into my word just for today. So just for today. We only got today. We only really got the breath we're breathing right now. Because, I can get off here and you won't see me no more. You don't know if I went to kingdom, what the glory that is. You don't know. But it's our thoughts. What are you thinking right now? Are you thinking because of the COVID that you might get it when you go out today to go grocery shopping? Are you thinking that somebody might come over, and though you got your mask on, you don't know where they're being, you might get it? What are you thinking? We got to think that Jesus is Lord. That's what I think every day when I go out and take care of my business. And I want to go out when He tell me to go out. This is the problem right now. We want to do what we want to do. What are you thinking? What are you thinking in regards to you see death everywhere? I'm trying to calm it down. Let me talk real calm here. Whew, okay. What are you thinking? What are you thinking when you see the people dying? And yet, your thoughts are not me. That won't happen to me. That's stupid putting a mask on. That's stupid putting gloves on. That's just what man say do. I'm a believer. I believe the blood got me covered. What are you thinking? What are you thinking when you already see that people are still getting infected? People are dying. The very ones that says not me, many of them, Lord have mercy, have left us. I don't want to get into it. But what are you thinking? What are your thoughts? Your thoughts are many times connected to that issue, those little crumbs of the perception of wrong thinking. When you say you are the believer, or you love God, or you believe God, but yet your little thoughts or perceptions that you have allowed to come in have destroyed the very fiber of what your thoughts should be. And that's Jesus Lord. He's sovereign over everything and everybody. And so then I trust God with this life because you wouldn't have it anyway without him. It's simple. But it gets hard when we look around us and we think, Lord, all these babies dying, all these people dying, God, people around us are dying, God, what about me? What about my family? Would I leave here? What about my friends? What about my mother? People have gone. What are your thoughts? Are you still going to love God even in this? Are you still going to obey God even in this? What are your thoughts? Are you going to hate him now that we've lost loved ones? Are you going to forgive? Are you going to realize that you got to get it together? Are you going to realize, what are your thoughts about right now? What is your thought? Are you going to still hang on to that hate and that unforgiveness and that backbite? Are you still going to hang on and being rebellious and won't do right? Refuse. You want to do what you want to do. Are you still going to be right there? And tomorrow's not promised? Are you going to still be right there? I know I'm talking to you. Got to be talking to you to come in this hour with all that I need to do. But I believe, let me go head on and deliver the word. I'm trying out this new system. So those who get this and see a whole new system here, what's the name of it? Because I try all kind of them out. I forgot. I think it's something. I don't remember. Let's see. StreamYard. That's it. Because I've been trying all kinds of systems. And that's what you need to be doing. Especially if you are a leader. The times we're in right now, you're going to have to learn these systems. You're going to have to get on them and learn some of this stuff so that you can make sure that we go across the globe. Somebody's going to click it eventually. And so you need to see how God can use you to sow a seed of hope in somebody's life. So you're going to have to learn how to do these things. I'm going to have a class coming up very soon that's going to teach you some of those things. And you need to learn those things. You need to consider to learn those things because you're going to need them. If it's no more than trying to communicate to your family member who could be in the hospital, at least they can look at their phone and see your face. You got to learn it. My God, help us today. You got to learn it. It's called change. Mm-hmm. All right. And so here we are. We're in the middle of the new now. What are you going to do? My minutes are running out. I got to go. And so here we go. I want you to know I'm going to have that class. You need to sign up for it. I want you to know you need to try this system. I'm going to teach you about this system too. It's just a very easy one. I'm glad I use it. And it goes quite a few different places. I like it because I ain't got to go and put it here and there and all that. It'll go to all those places for me. I like this. But it still takes time. And I believe that the time that I'm using right now to talk to you, I pray that you understand by the power and the Spirit of God, He's talking to you about your time, about your thoughts. What are you thinking right now? Let me read you my just for the day. Let me get off here. My just for the day says, thoughts create perceptions. And our perception has only the reality we give it. Some believe that a miracle is a simple shift in perception, a choice available to any of us at any moment. How we see any situation is usually dependent on our past experiences, coupled with the level of love or fear we are feeling in the moment. When I read that, I went, yes, God. I felt like I didn't want to be bothered today. So I'm talking to you. You might be listening to me after work, and you realize how they got on your nerves at work, and you realize how they're not treating you right in the ministry. You realize you're just tired, simply tired of trying to keep pushing through all the thoughts that been set, that the voices, most importantly, the voices that you heard, and then what you're thinking about what you heard. I know I'm talking to you. So my countdown is already here. Here's what I want to say to you in the rest of this. In other words, we bring to every situation whatever meaning it has for us. Okay? That's both the good news and the bad news. And so we can't blame other people for everything. We got to recognize what's really going on in your heart, what's really going on in your mind, what's really going on around you that you've allowed to make you think that way. I always tell people I try to see everybody through the eyes of God because I want the fruit of the Spirit to look, the God looking through me to see whether or not if I put in these little droplets of what my thoughts is and my opinions and my bad experiences and things I see about you that I don't like. So first of all, what I want to do is I say, I see a cross on your forehead. I put a cross, an imaginary cross on your forehead when I see you because I need to know, especially when I already know that you're very difficult to deal with. I pray that you see a cross on Sandy's forehead, that God will give you the fruit of long suffering from me, something that you don't like about me. But most important, you need to always put that invisible cross on the forehead of individuals, especially those family members who you see, those look like they want to come out, those people you see that don't want to seem like they don't want to get better, they don't want to learn, they don't want to be obedient, they don't want to do what's right. I know I'm talking to you. Those thoughts make you want to jab slack them, drop kick them, the whole nine. Sometimes you want to let how they say, I always say, put skin on it. Take the skeleton out the closet, put the cross down, the Bible down, and start drop kicking and boxing. I bless God for deliverance. Let me tell you something. This word is very, very key because we can't blame nobody. We have to blame ourselves and then ask God to help you with your unbelief and help you with your selfish, your way that you want to do it, the way you want to feel, the way you want to think, the time you want to do, and the way you want to do. We and win and win all those WWWs, the whys, the whole nine. But what we want to do is what we want to do. We want to do is think what we want to think and expect God to put His stamp on it. The devil is a lie. You better go back to Galatians 5. And let's think about the fruit. What's tainted on your tree that's causing you to think this way? And I tell people all the time, I'm not 100. But one thing I will do, I know how to repent and not return to the vomit. I know how to make sure that if I am saying I do love you, I love you for real. That don't mean I have to have lunch with you every day and call you every day to prove my love to you. We got to understand that God is holding you accountable for not only what you pray about, that you want to become, but what you are actually doing about. I want to preach. What about a text and say hi? What about just a phone call? What about a card? You know, we can't go everywhere and see everybody no more. Try to calm it down. Try to be calm. Easy. When you see the stuff that people have allowed the devil to sow ignorance in their head, and people are dying, children are dying, and we still want to do it our way. Now, Sunday night, we're going to have a discussion on my Facebook Live. You can go to Sandy Murphy if you're seeing this. And we're going to be talking about dying to please you. We got too many women and young girls that are dying. Too many of them because they think that they need this relationship because nobody else wants them, or they think it's a thought. They think less of themselves. They think that they gotta have the sex. They gotta prove this thing that I can be sexual for you, that I can be and do all that you want me to do, but yet they're dying quickly today. So we're talking about that so that we can have some women tell you their stories craftily. Some women come out and remember this is not a gender bias issue with violence. Okay, it could be same-sex relationship, it could be married, it could be dating, it could be anything. It could be even in the church house first lady, because it's real. And you already see I'm a living testimony. It is real. Now listen to me. The end of this says this: because we decide to have these thoughts our own selves about anything at any time, whether it was old or new, we try to blame other people because we chose to think about what they did to us rather than asking God to help us from the cross on the forehead. That you now have stepped into the fruit of long suffering. I'm talking to you. It's about your thoughts. And so we can see the glass and we can see that it's full every time. It seems like everything in us seems too much to bear. How many times have you thought about if this was my glass full? When the last time you wanted to pour some love on someone or pour some gentleness on someone, or pour some kindness on someone when you feel like they don't even deserve it. So I take a sip. Selah that. When the last time you thought about pouring some of the fruit of the Spirit on those that seem too hard? Even when you see the cross that you have put on them imaginary cross on their forehead. When was the last time you made a decision that you are going to do that? You're going to pour it out because your cup of thoughts is too full. And now you're going to take a minute, pray, and repent, and start to try to pour what you know that God would have you to do, even in the hard place. Okay? So here it is. I want you to think about this just for today. You know, as individuals, our perception is very, very powerful. Because everything we perceive through these eyes, whether it is through the eyes of pervertedness, or through the eyes of wantingness, or through the eyes of just simple greed, okay? What you're perceiving from someone, even if you're mad, even with you or disagree with someone, our perception is powerful. When they don't look like you, when they don't shape like you in things that they do, when they don't talk like you, you know, or titled up or collared up like you, where are you really with your thoughts? Where are you in the thoughts of things that you don't feel that's been justifiable for you? Well, because it's all powerful, I want you to think about this. Will I be willing to accept full responsibility for your part in it today? Just for the day. Will you be willing to take responsibility for your part in it today? Okay. And will you know what to do if you begin to feel challenged? I hope you're writing this down. The first challenge for you today: what will I be willing to do to accept the full responsibility? What part of it? What full responsibility is going to be yours for today? Okay, we ain't talking about from yesterday. We're talking about for today. Okay, just for that. And what will you be willing to do if you begin to feel challenged? If you feel that they're just being too hard, it is too difficult, it's too much for me to try to tolerate or try to be strong in my fruit of the Spirit. And I just want to put the Bible down and take the cross off my neck and I want to drop kick them. I just want that one opportunity. What would you do for today with those thoughts from your perception that is not fruitful? Well, that's all I have for you today. I want you to make sure that you ask God before you go to bed tonight. That's part of your homework too, just for the day. Before midnight, I want you to ask God, did I please you? How did it flow, Daddy? Did I do a good job? Was I fruitful? Was I long suffering, Daddy? And so if you can recognize any of these places that you felt you did a good job with, I'd like you to grade yourself. And then ask Daddy God, how did I do? Did I please you? Or did I please myself for what I was thinking? Well, gotta go. I love you so much. I pray that you've been blessed by this message. And guess what? I'm going to see if you're going to share it. Talk to you later. Remember, it's just for today. You can do it. It's only for today. And we'll see if God give me something to say to you tomorrow. God bless you. And please stay tuned because I will be coming back with more of Just for Today.